and a woman who has invested so much for this Kingdom Envoys Church in your life. Ladies and gentlemen, help me celebrate the one and only Reverend Dr. Amen. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, our mother. We really appreciate it. We don't take this for granted. So, I want to tell you something about our speaker today, Benjamin Zulu. He's a Kenyan, for those who may think he's a South African, by the name Zulu. He's a Kenyan counseling psychologist and a relationship coach, known for practical, psychological grounded teaching on love, on dating, on marriage, on emotional health, and personal development. He combines clinical counseling insight with culturally relevant relationship guidance.
And now I'd like to introduce our guest. A round of applause for our beautiful mother for creating this program for us. It is such an honor, a privilege, right? Please, that was cute, thank you. That was very cute. But please, a round of applause, a very good round of applause for our beautiful, beautiful mother. A standing ovation, please. A standing ovation. A standing ovation. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. She's not just a woman of God. She's a prolific author.
Yes.
She has written a lot of books.
Yes.
Please, Sarah, tell us at least one book that Mom.
Some of the books is on kingdom excellence.
Unbreakable.
Love. Amen.
Amen.
Okay.
So if you want to find her books, we sell one of her books in here. Also, you can follow her in all her platforms, DR.JANEMWIKALI, on all Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and
TikTok and X account.
And Facebook. Thank you. Thank you. And her website?
www.drjanewikalimacau.com. So today we are going to curate this program through questionnaires. Amen. So we have already questions already, but we like to invite you as we go through the program. In case you have any questions, we have our ushers present. We have Ashley, we have the woman of God, and the other one. Amen. So if you have a question as we go through the program, let's do excellently. Let's just note it down and pass to the ushers. They'll be moving around. Amen. Welcome.
Welcome. Thank you so much. Thank you, our guest, Dr. Zulu.
Over to you.
Yes, so we have, as Sarah has said, thank you so much, Sarah. We have questions that were written down. And we're just going to start with our first question.
Okay.
The first question is, it's from the section of Foundations for Singles. From a psychological perspective, what are the biggest internal issues singles must resolve before being married?
Yeah. You said you're Karen? What's your name?
Florence Machine.
Florence, pleasure. And Sarah, right? Thank you, guys. That was a very honorable introduction. I'm happy to be here. This is one church that makes men feel like kings. And the women feel like queens. I think when I move around a bit, sending them here to come and get wives. Nitawatuma hapa wakuja wapate bibi kwa sababu nyinyi mnajua kuheshimu wanaume. Thank you so much. And Florence, to your question, the first thing, the internal thing people need to realize, particularly Christian audience, love is a wonderful thing. But when love is misaligned, when you are unequally yoked, that same love becomes bondage. So healthy love forms a bond, and healthy love forms bondage. Bondage is when you are unequally yoked with a person, you're not headed in the same direction. God told you to submit as a woman, but he told you to choose whom to submit to. If you submit to a faulty authority, you'll be crushed. Christian world is very quiet about self-esteem, boundaries, and saying no. They emphasize submission. They emphasize supporting the man. But if he is the wrong man, because you submit to him, he will grind you to powder. That verse that said, this rock, if you mess around with it, you'll be ground into powder. The position of a husband is so powerful. If you nominate the wrong husband, even without him being aggressive, just understand this. It's like your heart. It is so central that when it has a small problem, or your eye, when it has a small problem, you can't function. Just understand this. Aligned love is healthy. Misaligned love is like living death, something you endure on a day-to-day. So that's a new thing we need to introduce to the Christendom world. That when you are zealous for love, be zealous for the healthy kind of love. Jeremiah said, when God told him, if you can draw out the good from the evil, then you'll be my spokesperson. Can you discern? Because they know you are Christian girls, you are being taught. Has he also been taught? I hope some of your questions there will come to where to hang the bar. How to make a person qualify. Even if he is talking amen and hallelujah, you can disqualify him on character, not charisma. Some of them are spiritual babies. You are like a teacher to him and you're trying to install him as your leader. Some of you women are weird. He is still taking milk. He can't take strong meat. You've been taking strong meat for years. He's still a baby, arguing about basics. And instead of saying, I need a man who can lead and challenge me even in Bible study, even in spirituality and emotional maturity. Because you women, you are meant to be emotional. And brothers, I want to prepare you for that. There's a level of maturity women should not attain. If they attain it, they become a man. By maturity, I just mean emotional detachment. There's a level of emotional detachment. If my wife attained it, she will stop being a woman. If she could not care as much for children as she did, about me as she did, if she was not feeling her family with the intensity she felt, she will no longer be my wife. She will be another me, and the polarity will die. So stop asking women to stop being women. Why are you so emotional? Because I'm a woman. If you want a man, marry a man. Some of you are ashamed because you cry easily. You are ashamed because you feel those words the man says piercing you, and yet that's your nature. Celebrate your nature, don't be ashamed of it, and look for a man who protects it rather than guilt trips you because of it. Yes.
I look for a man who just is not in your Thank you so much.
Thank you. And aligned love is healthy. That's one of the key takeaway that I've gotten from that. So, Benjamin, second question. How do childhood attachment styles affect adult relationships?
Thank you for bringing up that, Sarah. The attachment style is one way people have used psychology to avoid healing. So people say, I'm anxiously attached, me I'm an avoidant attacher, me I'm disorganized attacher. So people don't want to move on from their wounds. They just give them a label, a comfortable psychological label. So let's use attachment styles as a reference point for how you saw relationship love being played out before you. So listen to me. How you saw mom and dad doing love is how you believe is normal. So if your mom was screaming when she was angry, if your dad was keeping quiet when mom gets angry, if dad was disappearing at night, coming in the wee hours of dawn because mom was upset and asking for accountability, if dad was quiet and only mom was talking, if mom was subdued and silenced and dad was commanding everything, you believe that to be normal. Either you reacted and said, I'll never be dominated by man. So you keep men at arm's length, or you look for very weak men. Some of you, all your exes or interests are very weak men because they look safer than the aggressive dad. So childhood modeling teaches you what is normal. If between your home and your parents' home, you don't heal, you will experience Jeremiah 8, 20-22. The harvest is past, the summer is ended, and we are not saved. Is there no balm in Gilead? you'll continue replicating the pathology of your parents' home, and you will think you are cursed. You think love is not for you, but it is programming. You come close to a kind man who wants you to speak up, say your mind, and you don't think he is strong enough because you are used to a man who is commanding everything. And because he's not a dictator, he's not exciting. Some of you, what you call love is trauma, is familiarity to pathology. Please don't marry before you do some counseling. Don't marry before you read the books we write about healing. Daktari here writes, I've written books about healing and self and wellness. Do not say you have a boyfriend or girlfriend. Do not select a woman before you know what your mother did to you. What about those who came from single family homes? You know, some of you are thinking like that. If it's a single parent home, am I exempted? No. The absence of the missing parent also left a nutritional deficiency, psychological deficiency in your makeup. What happens with nutritional deficiency? It may not make you sick, but it makes you vulnerable. If you're lacking iron or calcium, you may be functioning okay. But the day you will need to lift something with strong bones, that's when the deficiency will break you. Those of you who are lacking the nutritional deficiency of a father's love, he was not there. He never showed you the way. You will continue loving father figures, falling in love with men who reactivate that hunger to be validated by dad until you heal. I must emphasize that because healing reprograms your mind. You make it conscious. You come to realize that actually it's a yearning. God created us to be loved by two parents. So that tells us, people like Sarah and Florence here, who delay a while before they get married, and your mother starts telling you, if you're not getting a husband, just get a child. That child you're getting without a present father, you're passing on pathology and lack of fathering. If you had to quit your marriage or there was death or divorce because of circumstances, you can find ways to raise your child and outsource male leadership. But please don't go out of your way to create a child without a present father. If you must get a child, just adopt so that you solve a problem instead of creating one. So yes, how we watched love being played out is what becomes normal to us. So that either you crash inwardly or you explode outwardly. We said when people are not healed, they are fragile. Some are fragile like a bomb, others are fragile like an egg. They will collapse on small impact or they will explode on you on small impact. Yes.
Wow. You know, my takeaway is really to heal as we grow. And that reminds me of
Your mother's authored, Healing the Scars No One Can See, and Refinement of Personality. I wish we can give you a chance to maybe touch on that topic too. Okay, thank you very much, Mr. Benjamin.
Thank you so much. So our next question is, what are the red flags that singles consistently ignore?
Yeah, thank you for asking that. Let me begin with brothers. Brothers ignore that when a sister is very beautiful and you're meeting under these lights and she saw makeup and fragrance and all this beauty, that she also has her rough side. Roses have thorns. So the one thing brothers don't do is that they just fall in love with the rose. They don't check the thorn beneath. One universal thorn, I think we can call it that, with sisters, with the ladies, is that they are sensitive to inconsistency or lack of communication. It is difficult for men. I call it a thorn because before marriage, before I met my wife, I was not used to checking on somebody after a few hours for nothing. Men, we are crisis driven. Na kupigia kwani kuna shida. Ati siya kupigia, hauko sawa, sinileta chakula. Nini amuko nayo? That's how I used to operate. And that is the worst way to talk to a woman. True or false? Women need continuous connection. After a few hours, just touch base. Check, kwani ujanimiss, kwani hatuko pamoja? Si life inaendelea. You know, men, I realize we take care of our cars more than we take care of our wives. Because we listen when there's an unusual sound and we take care of that car. Now I listen to my wife the same way I listen to my car. And there is peace in my life because I learned that usingoje shida ndio tuongee. Siku nzima isiende ujaongelesha your woman. Some of you men, you meet a very beautiful woman and she gives you a chance. Florence, are you single? By then, nikutumie kama example. Are you single? You meet a girl like this and she gives you a chance. But after you talk last night, unampigia kesho 4 p.m. No, limuonyesha interest, give me a chance, I want to prove myself, I'd like to marry you. She says, all right, let's see where it goes. and she comes for the coffee date, and you know, as a brother, you don't know that consistent connect, just checking on her. And just, you can cook it up, even if it's not true. Maybe just thinking about you. Are you okay? Maybe able to. Women need those small things. Men think about house rent. They think about school fees. They think about the dowry they paid. Silikulipia dowry. Nasemaje sikupendi, na nimelipia rent, na nalete food. Providing and duties are important, but emotional providing, care, consistency. Men live on respect, women live on affection. Affection, to be shown attention, that they matter, and that she is not competing with your job, with your mother, with your boss. She's not competing with your boys. She's not competing. That's what women need. Validation, without issues. Don't wait for issues. Communicate on a day-to-day. And don't say, I'm not good with the texting, missing to a phone, face-to-face. When you deal with a woman, you have to like what she likes. Don't be so selfish and you're coming to a woman. Bro, are you gay? That's a language for men. When you date a woman, you talk womanese. Womanese is chatting, is emoji. Jifunze kutuma emoji. Kwani ilikatazano? I was so dry. I was typing full sentences. Many times I was asked by some of my mentees, kama ni makosa kutype short form words. I'm a passionate person for vocabulary English. And I used to think, that's laziness, just write a whole sentence, you know. I was too formal. When I met my girl, she made me relax. I can just actually just send a photo. You know, I hope one day we shall be placed like this. Those dreamy, sweet nothings, they have their place. Na usiongee tu wakati unataka kupeleka agenda ingine. Talk on a day to day. Na kitu ingine brothers hapa ni waone. Usifanye flirting yako kila siku ni about her body. You know men don't know how to flirt. Eh? Unasifu tu miguu yake. Nikiona smile yako mi na kesho utasema nini? Si leo uongee kuhusu tu kitu ingine ile guest walikuwa ameketi hapo. Uli imagine hiyo grey inaweza kaa hapo na sisi. Unaona hata by the way I like that one. Au kuna siku unamvalidate vitu alisema. When I'm sitting here, those seats have crowns. They look very beautiful. I can flirt about a woman like that. You know those seats did they have you in mind when they made them? Ulikaa hapo ukiwa umeikalia, uko sure mko mmeongea na wao? You make her feel, you like that. You know, flirting is just pleasant, light touched, but thoughtful communication. Then don't tell her, hi. Many women just sending hi, men, hi. That's not a conversation beginner. So that's one thing single men to understand. The one thing I want to tell single women, and I'm leaning towards men because men we are not taught enough, and I'm really passionate about teaching princes to go marry their queens and start a kingdom. This morning, those of you follow me, I taught brothers to go marry as soon as possible, as soon as they are ready, as soon as they finish the preparation. Don't get complacent and get used to single life. You know, you can get used to hitting on many women, and it's an addictive dopamine high, you know, being admired by women, appearing like you're a candidate, and then you miss out on time. One thing I want to explain to single sisters to understand, you have different personalities. You are a worker, many of you are working. You are a daughter in other contexts, at home there. You are a sister in other contexts. But the Song of Songs personality, the lovely girl who describes the moon, who has this beautiful neck, she's been described, her body are beautiful. That is the personality we want to date. Some of you are coming to date looking like sister holier than thou. And we can't talk romance when there's no skin in view, or shape in view, or fragrance in view. You motivate the brother to imagine how wonderful you are. You don't need to do indecent exposure, but some of you are dressing like a small grandma. You're dressing like your mom. You're just full all over. Ninakusaidia kubeba nguo tuingie kwa taxi. No. Dress elegant like a beautiful girl. Some of you dress so beautiful when you're going to work, when you're going to other places. But the places we meet with you, when you tunawatafuta kuawa huko church na wapi, you come here covered everywhere. Don't overcover, eh? Just follow this formula. 3S. Skin, show some skin, just decently enough skin around your legs, around your hands, just enough. And then shape. Wear clothes that carry your shape. don't wear umbrella every day. Some of you like the umbrella dresses because you can draw your legs 180 degrees. The rest of you like trousers because you want to be like Zulu. You are talking like this. Hello, hey. This is not feminine. And then look for scent, fragrance. Go and invest, not kale kamarashi kaworia. Go buy a serious cologne. Go buy a serious perfume. That one that suggests bedroom or relaxation. Zikine zenu zinanuka dawa za Kenyatta. Unapita hapa inanikumbusha hospitali. So don't make brothers sick. Come with fragrance that is restful. Zingine zenu ziko strong. Zinafanya watu wanachafia. Because they are too strong. They are cheap. Mnachukua vitu cheap za 120. Nasema ulichukua perfume. Alafu inaisha in 2 hours. A good perfume is a whisper and it has a trail. It lasts the whole day. Na mununue lipstick poa sisi za kuembarrass ukikunywa kikombe inakaa crisis. Mununue lipstick iko na adabu, it's not the cheapest but it works. Ununue hii kanini ya touch isikae crisis, you know? You know, some of you want to hug you but unatuacha tukikaa funny. You should look organized. Don't put 3 layers of powder and all those things and then you look scaring. Brothers want to know how you look. Sometimes brothers, what you order online is very different from what is delivered. Some of you, we meet when you're already different. Sometimes do minimal makeup and tell them, yeah, today I'm just like being natural. Some of you don't do any makeup at all because you are lazy. Please enhance your looks. Stop saying, mimi ni natural. Wewe ni mulezi. Invest in some money. Make your hair look nice. Can you get a makeup table? Some of you munakaa Zulu. Nika kioo tu unajiangalia hivi ukitoka. And some of you have not yet learned to shower twice. You don't smell fresh. You just shower once, like a bro. No wonder unanuka sweat. Mtu akikuhaga na shikilia breath. Anaendelea kubreathe after that. Take your beauty and your hygiene seriously. Sisters, the things that mnatuboa nazo ni hizo ndogo ndogo hizo. Alafu kukua mkali kwa WhatsApp group. Mtu akitiz unamkemea, unamtumia mavasis. Unakemea brothers utolewa na utajioa wewe. Alafu unajiita evangelist everywhere. Ama ukana mtoto anaitwa Brian. Alafu kila mahali ni mama Brian, evangelist so and so. We want you to be a girl whom we can date. Just be lady, just be Florence, just that. Be teasing, be playful. Enda upigwe picha moja iko na kadress kapoa, ama kaskat na katop, na uko una shine. Some of you hujai shine. Unakaanga kaa mimi tu, hujafanya facial scrub. Uko na manywele za uso kaa mimi, na hujui kama zinatoleangwa. Hujui baby hair, hujui kama daktari anakaa kuna baby hair. Wewe unakaa tu kama shosho, ni aje? Go attend your hair na upigwe kapicha, kakikaa poa, alafu weke hapo kwa Facebook. Some of you profile Facebook yenu ni rabbit. Are you campaigning for rabbits? Ama mice? Ama panya? Panya inafanya nini kwa WhatsApp yako ama kiatu inakaa hivi? Alafu don't joke funny jokes. Some of these brothers walikuwa wanataka kukuconsider. Anaona Sarah, anasema, "Hey, I think Sarah looks like a grounded woman." Hebu ndajaribu kumuhit on. Kule kwa WhatsApp, kwa Facebook, anaona una comment hapo ukibashu wanaume anakwanga hivi, "Oh, men are the same, have come to know." Usikuwe bitter na wanaume wote. Sema, talk the positive. Call things that are not as if they are. Watu wakisema men are usually sema, "No, not all men. I believe we still have Boazes in this era. I believe there are Boazes and I believe I am the Ruth." Sometimes sema hizo vitu, wale wanatafuta pia unawapea indirect signal. Just some of you look so serious, hatujui tutaanza wapi. Tunaona tukikuongelesha utatutusi. Ama uanze kutukemea, kutoa mapepo ya last. Zingine sio last. Ni love ya ukweli. That's what I will tell sisters. It is the small foxes that are keeping you unapproachable. Work on the small foxes. You have a very good, decent look for church, for dancing. When you come to church, you come because you are going to dance. That's what you're thinking about, the activity here. But you're not always dancing when you go to work, when you go there for date. Put a good, nice outfit. Look at Daktari here. She's not, just look at her. Nani yangetaka kukatia demka huyu? You know, she's feminine, girly, glowing, na bado ako chachi, hajakaa indecent. Take a note. Unaona nguo inakuhage? Mbona mnachukua nguo zinapitia na kule? Inakuhage. Learn Even your shape. She took her time to look like a lady, to adorn herself. These are the small things. Wengine mume fall in love with a wig because ni kofia. Uva kofia. No, not talk. Take your time to look good. Na kama meno yako inakaa zigzag, enda kwa dentist. Unaweza korektiwa kidogo, zingine ukasafisha. Mwingine unakaa umeficha juu uko na aibu. Hata unaona kama upedeki. Hutaki kuimagine. You know, when we are growing up, we not taught that maji ya kwetu iko na chlorine, ingine inafanya meno ikae yellow. When I grew up, I realized you can work on those things. You can get the right toothpaste. You can get small things, small details. Carry a fragrance as a woman. Be appealing. Hiyo season yako ikifika, make sure you are the compelling one. You stand out. Yes.
And actually, you know, we don't have an excuse for how we dress because our mother is an epitome of excellence.
Yeah.
So ladies here, you don't have any excuse for not to dress properly.
Yes.
Thank you so much, Dr. Zulu.
The bar has been set.
Yeah? The bar has been set.
Okay, thank you so much for that. The next question is, how can someone distinguish loneliness from genuine readiness for marriage?
Loneliness is a pain and a disturbance with your own company. You have no peace when you're not being greeted in the morning. Kuna watu wakiamuka, the only message on the phone is phone full, disconnect charger. You know? Some of us, we find that to be very disturbing. I want to invite you to consider the following. When you feel disturbed that you are alone, it's because you are wounded. You are unhealed. You have no peace. Hata mtu mwingine akikuja hutakuwa na furaha. You should do your healing. You should find your career. You should find your hobby. You should find what makes you happy. You should find activities that give you joy. Readiness for marriage, Sarah, comes from you have finished your journey. And brothers, let me tell you, brothers, how are you? Wacheni niwaambie siri moja. Usioe a lady who has not spent several years working on herself. If a lady always had a relationship, toroka. That was, she was running away from something, na ataikimbiza kwako sasa. Be careful, brothers, because some of you don't ask about her history. You think we are moving on, we are new creation. Our history matters. This also applies to sisters when you're choosing brothers. But I'm focusing on brothers because we tend to not look at what the lady has done with her life. When you talk to Florence, for example, you should hear since college, what she has been studying, the seminars she has been to, the mentor she has sat under. My girl had a pile of notebooks. I could see from camps, trainings, classes, notebooks. I said, yeah, this is a prepared woman. Many of these women don't have a single notebook. Anaandikanga kwa karatasi na anatupa kitoka. They're very scattered. And you're marrying her to go and organize your home. Be serious, bro. Look at how this church is organized. There's a watch there, there's a detail. Everything is detailed. Ule mtu ataoa daktari, how will the home be organized? Si jamaa atakuwa nakimbia atoroke aende nyumbani tu. Akafeel hiyo climate. Some of you, nikikuja kwenu, the only thing I meet is micro-comrades, cockroaches, and sufurias. Majamaa, men have sent me photos of their bedroom. Kitanda imejaa heaps of clothes and remains of food. Ananiambia nafaa kulala hapa bro, imagine. Namwambia bro, it's a little bit late in the day. Ulifaa kuangalia the tidiness of this woman before you came this far. If you find that a woman is not keen with her space, mali ameketi. And brothers, ukiona mwanamke amedrop liter takataka barabarani, hata kama unakwenda kumuoa kesho kanzo. That's a very messy woman, and your home will become a litter bin. The first responsibility that Terry was sharing that of air, that nimekuwa nikistudy how people behave. Anytime nikiona mtu akiachilia liter barabarani, huwa namstudy, nasema no wonder, na naomba Mungu asiwahi kuinua kwa sababu utapeleka hii takataka kule kote utaenda. Mungu akuweke small until you grow up. Sasa leo nikaona mtoko kwa Mercedes. Sijaona mtoko kwa Mercedes ama serious car akitupa takataka. By the time people reach that level wanakuwa very responsible. So nikaona Mercedes na mtu anatupa. Nikaenda nikakaribia nione, nikapata si mwenyewe, more of a driver. Because kata tu anachivichivi vitu anatupa and all that. Brothers, how she looks is how your home will look. And for you women, you know a man is prepared, not just lonely, because akiku approach, he's not pleading. Umkubali ndio relieve the pain ya kukua peke yake. Ataku-invite to a journey. He's on a carriage, the prince. And he's inviting you to join him on a carriage and take you on a journey. He describes where he will take you, where he is going. He describes the life he's trying to create, the home he's envisioning, the financial, the lifestyle he will give you. Some of you are too humble. You don't ask about lifestyle. Eh? You sound materialistic. Money answers everything, Flo. Wacha kuaibika. Uliza kama tutaenda Dubai. Ujamaa akona plan za kutembea dunia. Is he planning at all to own a good car? Ama mutaishi kuvumilia? Is he planning to get a bigger house than the 10 by 10 kabed sita akonako pale Majengo? Babadogo. Do you hear plans for greatness? When I visited with the first date with my wife, I was wearing a maroon and a purple, and I did not think there was any problem. You know, maroon, beige trouser, I think purple shirt, something, funny colors. But they were so well done, ironed, polished. She said, I picked the detail that the few clothes he has, he keeps them well, he's neat. And then I had a very clear vision of what I want, where I was trying to go. You need a man who has a vision. You can hear that he has readiness to lead a family. Kama ako tu na pressure ya kupeleka mke nyumbani, pressure ya kuoa juu amezeeka, pressure juu mdogo wake ameoa, pressure juu anachelewa, juu ex alimwacha, pressure, don't. When you feel pressured, don't come in. When you feel prepared for, that's when you come in. Akikwambia, mimi I took time to prepare and this season for me, the next thing is family. Brothers also, don't marry a woman who does not tell you that the next thing in her life is family. Some of you mnapata msichana mrembo kama Flo. Unamconvince sana. Namwambia ukinikubali tu, hutawahi sweat tena. Oh, over my dead body. Like a queen like you should struggle. Don't promise unrealistic things. Some of these women don't like working because you told her she does not have to work. You'll work for her. When do you ulimwambia hivyo? Tell her you have a journey and you want her to join you as a co-traveler, co-pilot, not a passenger. So when she's ready for marriage, she will sacrifice for marriage. When she's not ready for marriage, she will come for the goodies, the treats, the good life. Be careful. Don't date a college girl. Are you done in college? Perfect. Don't date girls in college. They are busy with their grades. They don't know about life. They are not even mature psychologically. So for men, look for a woman who has a journey of preparation to be a virtuous woman. For women, look for a man who has evolved from hustler to prince. Don't marry hustlers. You will struggle. Hustling in Kenya is a political terminology. Don't take it too far. Don't take it too far. Unajua, we are small beginners. Some people are not small beginners. They are small life. They live that way. It's not a beginning, it's their life. Kama sahi akona mshahara dogo ama ana pesa nyingi, you should hear the vision of climbing up. So if you don't hear the staircase of anahitaji kupanda aje, hamtawahi panda, atakuhold chini. Yes.
Wow, thank you. So I hope you're taking notes. I hope you're taking notes. What emotional maturity markers should a single person develop before dating seriously?
Emotional maturity marker. Thank you very much. I'll give you 3 that are unisex for both sexes. One of the emotional maturity marker is they are no longer blaming their parents for the life they are living. They're no longer blaming whoever left them, who did not love them correctly. They are not blaming anybody for the life they're living now. Please stop marrying victims. The next person to be blamed is you. They have made peace with the dad who never loved them. This man has forgiven the mother who never acknowledged him. This woman has released the dad who was not there. They are forgiven and they are at peace. That's one emotional marker. They have taken responsibility for their life. Remember the saying we say, once people reach maturity age, they don't have a bad background, they are the poor background. If somebody is still complaining about their background, it's a poor mentality. The second emotional marker is that this person has few but quality relationships. They're not going with the boys to Naivasha to Kikope because boys are going. She's not going out with the girls because girls are going out at night. She's not just hanging out with the group. She has few but quality personal relationship. Associations are different. You belong to a class of WhatsApp group, a class, you belong to church groups and all that. But personal friends, the people who influence your opinions, are few and intentionally chosen. And you can introduce them on one hand. They're usually few because you don't have all the time. You're busy with life. So emotional markers, they are filtered, their social connections to few and meaningful relationships. And the last thing is, they have submitted to leadership. They have been mentored, they have submitted to being coached, they have been corrected and sandpapered. Some of you are marrying narcissists because you are not checking whether they submitted to anybody, whether they've been taught. If a woman does not recognize a father figure, how will she recognize you? Even if not her biological dad, has she ever been taught, corrected? And for men, by the time he's marrying you, he should not be a subject. And if amekuwa mentored when he was a young boy, now he's a free, mature man. He's learning from a distance. He is not a son to anybody in terms of being controlled, because atakuchagua na kwambia lazima babangu confirm. Atataka kuweka wedding lakini akwambie mamake lazima ratify. Atataka kuolewa na wewe lakini akwambie familia yake ipendi kabila yako. You need a man who has been mentored but now is independent to make decisions, just the two of you. Mukishaamua mnaoana, hakuna mtu mwingine anakuja kupinga. He can tell you, I am my own man, This point it's me and you. That's what I would tell my girl. Whether my family likes it or not, I've chosen you. I'll just marry you, we go start our life. They'll get over it. So make sure the man you marry, he has been mentored. But at this point, he's ready to make decisions. Yes.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Now the second question is, how can faith and emotional intelligence work together in choosing a partner?
Thank you for bringing us to faith and emotional intelligence. Guys, if you forget other points, just remember this one. When you believe in God and you have spiritual life, the first emotional intelligence understanding is this. The people you don't share faith, you don't share anything else. You can't marry a person you don't share faith. Why? Because their emotional reference point, their perspectives about life comes from their religion. When you don't share faith, you don't share anything else. Don't be so naive that you're saying, amekubali nienage tu church yangu, hana shida nayo. The lady said she will convert for me, she will join me. If you don't share faith, you don't share anything. That's the first emotional understanding. You don't broadcast it because it is very sensitive, but you believe it personally. Brothers, listen. Don't marry a disciple. Marry a co-pilot. You know, brothers, like a lady who's very teachable, she's looking up to him for guidance, and I'm always advice. The guy can fall in love because a lady is consulting advice. Brothers, don't do that. Don't marry your daughter figure. Marry the one you can reason, who can challenge you. She's teachable, but she can also challenge you. The other emotional intelligence I need to explain to you is this. You can be excited about love and you have chemistry and you share faith. And you share church, mentors, they are familiar to you, they are ready for marriage, they are single, they are working, but you are maturer than them. Maturity level is a deal breaker. Don't marry people you can't resonate intellectually. Don't marry people you don't want the same large life. Don't accept somebody who can't dream on your scale. Oh my God. Brothers, hello. I know a guy who goes home kuteteshwa juu amenunua packet ya tissues. The wife wants kamoja. The guy does bulk shopping. My wife said, ajui Mungu alipanga mambo yake aje, but her husband shops like her dad. Dad ameishi kununua gunia ya 50 kg ya rice. Akaolewa na jamaa bado ananunua gunia ya 50 kg. Nikamwambia, what you don't understand is something called alignment. The signals you put out to what you like, they attract subliminally. Some of you unanunua kasaviet kamoja na unateta. Mbona kameongezwa shilingi 2? Utaolewa na mwingine wa kuteta juu ya kitunguu imeongezwa 5 bob. Na mtakuwa watetaji wawili, na nyumba itakuwa inakauka. You know, I used to hear hii shida ya Kenya ati gas iliisha ugali ikiwa katikati. Nikauliza my wife, kwani kununua gas 2 ni illegal? Kuna sheria ilikataa? Nikinunua gas kadogo kabaka, mbona chakula inakwama njia ya gas imeisha? For me it looked like common sense. Many people are so comfortable with smallness, they have made it look like normal. Ati gari inaishia mafuta wapi? Why can't you do full tank? Kwani imekatazama? So, usioe mtu, you don't share largeness of life, intelligence, deep, intellectual, deep. Mtu anaweza kuchallenge. Guys, that's very important. You know, wanaume wanapenda msichana polite, hana maneno mengi, nasema yes sir, nasema it's okay, I love you too, all right. Nisina mengi. That's not a wife, that's a servant. Brothers, you know, when you listen to brothers describing to wife Matitu, many of them end up describing a maid. Did you notice that? Ukiongezanisha kile ana describe, it's not a queen to rule together. It's a voiceless girl, muted. Brothers, if you want to make a kingdom, marry a builder, not a burden. Some women are Christian, but they have chosen a very small life. And Mungu mwenyewe ameruhusu watu waliwaambia, according to your faith, it shall be done to you. Some of these girls, according to their faith, ni kamushahara kadogo, yeye akae kama maisha kapolite, pale kona na usimsumbue, na wewe unataka kubuild siku moja hadi ununue helicopter. She does not understand why you are so restless. I wanted big life so much. I would go on dates and overwhelm the women. Mmoja kaniuliza, hiyo kichwa yangu imewaka moto. Kwani ilikuwa interview? Brothers, by the way, be yourselves. Usipretend sana, usikuwe too polite. Alafu ujifanye mtu mdogo pale kwa dating, msichana and fall in love na uongo. Sometimes be true, bro. Hata kwa simu mkiongea, taja vitu zina scare. Taja mavitu mbaya huko ndani. Mimi siku moja naweza ku make 10 million per month. Nasema, manze, hizo bangi unakunywa, hebu punguza. When I mentioned what I wanted to do with my wife, I mentioned global things. I wanted to build an international career. I wanted to build something good. Normally, the girls wouldn't take it like motivational talk. They wouldn't even register it. Even if walikuwa na disqualify. Quietly too. Nilikuwa nataja mandoto zangu ambazo zinakaa crazy, nione kama atashika. The girl I married leaned forward. Said, have you told me about that? Nikamwambia kwa sasa hivi nafanya career ijulikane sana. Nilianza na law na sasa nafanya psychology. But dream yangu ni ku-expand. Ni ku positive teacher, teaching development, and I want to export that knowledge globally. Africa ina sound kama hiyo. I want to be the voice in Africa. And I want to export. She's like, I like that. Alafu anauliza, unaona akodi? Brother, sema kile unataka kufanya kitu kikubwa. Uone kama ataogopa ama atapendezwa. Yes.
Thank you so much. The next question is there a difference between compatibility and chemistry, and how do we discern it?
Keep asking that flow. There are people you have a lot of jiggy, you know? Kuna msichana alisema akiwa ameketi kwa bus, boy mwingine akapitisha mkono hapa nyuma akipatilia mwingine kalamu. Sasa akasikia electricity. Kauliza mami, mbona alisikia electricity? Kiguswa na kijana unasikia electricity, this is chemistry. Mwingine mkiongea, you feel so excited. They bring out the young girl in you. They bring out the boy in you. You talk endlessly. Time flies. You joke. You talk into the night. Hata mjuangi tumeongea 3 hours. Mkikutana date, chai inapoa, mnaomewa inapoa tena, mnasafuti inapoa, amukuni, mnaongea tu. Chemistry is that pleasure when you're talking. Fun. That excitement. And it is a very good thing. But now, compatibility of law is about alignment. Do you handle money the same way? Do you have the maturity to solve conflicts? Because watu wengine mko na chemist lakini mkidisagree na kublock. Do they have the maturity to discuss uncomfortable things? Muna plan kuishi maisha the same? Some of you are already doing masters. Unapata mtu alitoshekea form 4 na kaenda yeye mwenyewe na tuhasu twake. Gikomba hana shida, hiyo ni level yake tu. Lakini uelewi kwamba unaenda hivi anaenda hivi. Education is not only the university. Some of us may remember the late Bob Collymore. Alikuwa formal education, alikuwa amefika diploma peke yake. But he was learning, reading constantly so much, he could lead Safaricom. He was always reading. Some people are so intense in learning. It's not the education that determines, it's how they think. But some of you don't understand that compatibility is about alignment on conflict resolution, money, budgeting, how you handle relatives. Brothers, another warning. Some of these girls are calling their mother 10 times a day. Mother and your best friend. Utaingilia wapi wewe? Kila time phone busy. Anaongea na mamake, phone busy. Find a woman who has matured, a relationship with the mother, but she's not emotionally entangled. Emotional entanglement ni mtu hawezi ishi maisha yake bila na certain another person. You need a woman. Kama ni Florence, for example, unapata maisha yake yako calm. Haina anxiety, masimu mingi, kila kitu hapa na no, kuna calmness. Peaceful. She can contain herself. She can chill, make a meal. Brothers, you will know a woman is ripe and ready ukienda kwa nyumba yake, because lazima upipu kwa nyumba yake bila kumwambia unakuja. Sawa? Wakati ana make up umuone, na wakati yako amejiandalia mtu uone vile anaishi. Tafadhali brothers. Kuna jamaa alioa mtu na akamdivorce after honeymoon because ndio alioga kamuona mara ya kwanza. Mwingine anatumia makeup kujificha. So you need to see that she has a simple life, even if she's earning small money, but organized, neat, sincere, na ikona attentiveness. So if you don't see that, brothers, be careful. And also sisters, you need to see whether the man is trying to build himself. Alignment ni compatibility is about alignment. Whether you are ready for the season of marriage, whether you believe the same thing about monogamy. Some of the brothers, they are monogamous when they are poor. When they get money, they become polygamous. Find out whether he actually believes in one woman, one wife. Kukua church is not enough. Also, lastly, check whether you are compatible or aligned around independence, how you raise children, submission, leadership, those basic tenets, provision. Usikubali mwanaume anakuambia 50-50. Mtu akikwambia ulete 50-50, mimba mtabeba 50-50. Breastfeeding mtafanya 50-50. Na ile shida ya kila mwezi mtafanya 50-50. Nini mnashinda mkita 50-50, you women? Nani aliwaroga anyway? Where are you so? You are helping a man to be a man. Be a woman. You contribute when you can. When you can't, he carries every time. You support. You don't divide. Ufai kupewa compulsory when you utalipanga stima when you utalipanga. Ukipewa compulsory, you can't rest and be flourishing and be beautiful. Some of these girls you are seeing huku nje wakikuwa maside chick na nini ni kwa sababu hana mauzito za maisha. Kwa hivyo yeye anajipodoa na ana glow. Wewe umeachiwa mabills. Umeachiwa watoto. Umeachiwa kimwanaume kiko na moods. Umeachiwa kupikia watu. Umeachiwa kuosha boma. Umechoka hadi by the time utoke nje, you are a dead horse. Ukiolewa, be a woman. Stop being a fellow man. Some of you particularly also come from Central. Central wanafunza wanawake ati wajitayarishe kufanya everything. So napata ashiriwa kwa hapa na ni halfway mwanaume. Anajiita yeye ndiye baba na mama. Anaenda anashuna coffee. Sio na wanawake ndio anashuna coffee huko. Kwa hivyo ndiye anachuna coffee, ndiye anauza, ndiye anapeleka, ndiye anashughulikia watoto, anapeleka ina. Man, hata nguo akivaa kama mwanaume tu. Refuse that. Sema, my destiny is soft life. I bring softness in my home. Nataka kuleta beauty and rest and the sweetness and the peace. I'm not a hustler. I'm a queen. Tafadhali kataeni. Kataeni your identity. Hata kama mamako amekuwa donkey. You know some of our mothers are beasts of burden. Anamka usiku anakamua ng'ombe, anapika hii, anapeleka ule, anakuwa amechoka hata akai mwanamke, anakaa hustler, anakaa tu hivi tu. Refuse. Be like our daktari here. Does she look like hustling? She's restful. She can smile. Some of you smile ilisha unakaa hivi. Return your smile. Hata muangalii mira juu unaogopa kile unaona hapo. Rudisha kioo. Sawa. Alafu wewe mwanaume yako tayari kubeba muziki ndio wewe ulete furaha nyumbani. Sawa? Yes.
Thank you, Benjamin. I want to ask a few questions on marriages. Such a privilege to have you, sir. Kenya is blessed to have you.
Thank you.
And we appreciate the investment of your personality in this ministry.
Thank you.
And so to speak in this country. So building marriages at last. How important is communication style in sustaining marriage, and how do couples repair? How can they build trust again? How do they repair after betrayal or deep disappointment?
Okay. That's a loaded question. Importance of communication styles among couples. Tafadhali tuelewane hapa. Avoidance is not a communication style. Avoidance is not. All communication styles involve engaging on the issue even when it's uncomfortable. So, Daktari, I'll give you one universal formula I prescribe to all couples. Have a date out every week where you talk everything that happened this week. If you don't have a special time for detonating issues, they'll grow into a blowout. So when things are piling up, or resentment is coming up, or something you said I did not like and I did not have a chance to bring it up to make a coffee, I can tell you that thing. Do you know after they do 4 coffee, by the time they do 5 months, they don't have explosive issues anymore. So the first communication style is there should be structured spaces for bringing up sensitive things without being guilt-tripped. Kusipokuwa na nafasi ya kuongea mambo, utalete kabla nilale na nikwambie umeniharibia usingizi. Utalete asubuhi nikwambie umeniharibia siku. Utasema tukienda church nikwambie umeniharibia mood ya church. Utalete tukikula nikwambie umenipotezea appetite. The first communication is to put the structure before the issues come up. How important is it to resolve? Daktari, by the way, listen guys. Usioe mtu kama mjakosana na kukosoana. Don't marry before you differ and reconcile. Sometimes, brothers, I want to do some small tests. Chelewa na dakika 10 uone vile anakasirika. Hata usichelewe ya ukweli, kaa tu kwa kona ingine unamuona. Umesema uko kwa traffic. Uone akipigia mwenzake amkazi. Hiki kijamani, imagine kimenieka hapa. Ati mimi no. To fake. You don't even have to prank people. Life is so unpredictable that even without you planning, you run late one day. You apologize genuinely, but let them see how you can resolve it. One of the difficulties we had with my girl when we wanted to marry is she wanted us to do the wedding in August and I wanted us to do in April. August is too far. Tunangoja nini? Because her family had another function last December. Na wazazi wanasema our people tulikuwa tumewa-invite. Sasa tunahitajika muda kidogo tusiwaite haraka hivyo. Mimi nikamwambia sheria inasema wanahitajika wale wanawana na witness wawili. Requirement ni kidogo sana. Msinishereweshe kwa sababu ya mambo mlikuwa mmefanya. I don't have the time. I was coming from behind. Of course I was more warm, but I was saying I need to move. I can't wait 4 months. We ended up settling still in April and nobody was left with resentment. Kama hatungepitana na tukosoane na tusettle tena, ningejua this marriage won't work. That's one reason, Daktari, usiolewe within 3 months. Some people say, I am sure it's you, nimeona. Mimi hata sitaji kitu ya kugot. I want a wife, niko sure, nimeona. Epo mchukue kamuda kidogo katika hiyo mambo ndio uone kama mnaweza resolve issues. So Daktari, it's very important to practice how you open up the uncomfortable conversations and whether there is respect during disagreement. If people become disrespectful during disagreements, that's who they are. Don't believe what people are when you're taking coffee and you're laughing. Believe who they are when they're upset with you. Do they still maintain honor and kindness? Do they still express disappointment with respect? If they send you message after message of dismissal, please, that's a very volatile person. Yes.
Thank you. All right, Benjamin. What destroys marriages silently over time?
What to do what?
What destroys marriages silently?
Thank you for asking that. By the way, did you know many marriages are not breaking up because of alcoholism and cheating and in-laws and money? They are breaking because of what she's hinting at. People are drifting apart because of neglect, because of complacency, because we stop doing the things that we did to make us get married. What made you get married? You created time. You sneaked to be together. You stayed out of meeting to make phone calls. You created time. You brought gifts. You were thoughtful. You shared stories. You shared jokes. You shared photos. You shared moments. We stop cultivating the love. We take each other for granted. Children come, jobs come, life comes, and we start being parallel roommates. We assume each other. So yes, marriages are dying and we are remaining housemates because we are no longer fanning the flame of love. And Daktari, one medicine I told you, couples that we work with must do a dinner out once a week so that you can be together, not life now. Musikuwe na watoto hapo because our watoto sometimes don't separate. Delegate these things. And when you can't go out, kabebini kadogo sana, munenda room ingine for 2 hours. Muna manage, munenda munakunywa chai hapo. You joke, you tease, you toss, you plan, you laugh. I look at your face, by the way, unakaa stress. Sikuwa nimeona face yako, you are busy with life. Nasikia vile unapumua. Haki, you are not okay. Ninakugusa. Sasa ningekugusia wapi? Na ulikuwa bari. Tukisema weekly meeting, hiyo inakwambia long distance marriages don't work. The distance will kill it. Mwache kusema ako Somalia na mimi niko huku for the last 6 years. Utatumiwa mapenzi na Bluetooth. During negotiation, daktari, hata kabla marriage ianze mnafaa mkubaliane, I'm not doing distance thing. My brother, hello. Usiolewe na usiwe msichana wa jeshi, alafu anakuambia sometimes natumwa South Sudan miezi 6. Utapata umecheat and you are not a cheater. Agree mapema, tutakaa pamoja. We shall sacrifice the jobs for our marriage. Our marriage will come first. It is a good deal, but it is tearing us apart. Our covenant will come first. And the brothers should be the one to sacrifice. He will say, I will carry you, my family, wherever I go. I will protect you. It's better I take a lesser paying job, nikae na mafamili yangu. Wanawake msilee watoto peke yenu, muagree atakuwa baba ako present. After job anakuja anakuwa time na watoto. Yes.
What about somebody like me that has a busy lifestyle? I'm not sure really I would want to be with a husband who is there with me all the time. On several things, I want a busy person. I don't want a, that's for real. Being a high value woman, I'm not sure I want a man that I'm waking up to. He's just there, you know? Because I have my businesses. I travel a lot out of the country for business. I have my government assignment. The government sends me to different places, sometimes for assignment. I have the assignment of ministry, kingdom assignment. I have preaching engagements to do. I'm here with the church in Nairobi. I have branches. God has graced us to have branches and we are opening more. So I say that I have to sacrifice my career to be with my husband full time.
Thank you for you have described in summary the dilemma of women who have a full life. Where do they put a full marriage inside an honorary full life? Daktari, the secret is very simple. Please don't mistake being engulfed with being engaged. You want a husband who remains engaged, but does not engulf you. Recently, Rose Mando, there was rumors she's getting married to a certain guy. That guy was my classmate in PhD. And I was telling people, I know this guy can handle Rose because he is not insecure to keep you engulfed. So Doctor, this is the solution. Do you know the husband you've described is exactly me? That man you describe who has a life so full, and the wife has a life so full, it's exactly me and my wife. This is how we do it. And very soon we'll be launching her career publicly, and people will be able to see more because they hear me talking and she's in the background. But Daktari, this is the secret. We don't remain, actually love is not hugging and holding. Love is dancing the same way, facing the same direction. You don't need a man who asks you to become a housewife. You need a man who knows he is the only man in your life. And that space of being man, he's the only man. You just need alignment, not obsession. I trust my wife. And there are days like today, I know I'll find children already asleep. When I stay out, I will not be there. That I should not be angry if you mean we are in agreement that what we are doing today end our wakilishi. There are days you will not be home, you travel to South Africa, and the man, when you land, you give him a video call, I missed you, please sleep well, I'm with you, I'm holding everything. You feel supported. You land the other side, man, I land the side, I know people have such a vibrant, fruitful life, and I'm not training small people into marriage. I'm training mighty generational changers. I'm not training housewives. I hate that word. I don't believe in it. This life is too risky for a woman to stay without resources. The man you love, something can happen. He can die, or his love can die, or his family can hate you. Something can happen. I'm not supporting him to remain just like this. The secret is to keep aligned. Ile nafasi ya mwanamke kwa maisha yangu ni ya bibi yangu peke yake. Nafasi ya mwanaume kwa maisha yake ni mimi peke yake. She does not replace me with her job, with her girlfriends. When she wants to chill, it's me she chills with. So please, you busy women, don't fear marriage thinking you'll be swallowed. No. When you find an aligned man, you still make times for each other in between your busy schedules, and you don't have to reduce yourself. You just have to align and give him security. You are my only man. Hata nikiongea na mengine kwa business, it's not personal. That's all. She knows she's my only woman. And even when I talk to Florence, Sarah, Daktari, whoever, it's not personal, it's business. That keeps her peaceful. You need a man who is a big man on TV, he's a big man in business, he's a big man in politics, but you know you can trust him. He will come home after work, you'll have your moments. My sister, it may be that your quality time with your husband, just like Daktari is describing, will be 2 a.m. The normal couples are doing no more 7 p.m. She's landing from Namibia, akiwa mechoka kabisa na amelala. Na mimi namwatendi pale na kama massage na kama coffee na nini, whatever, tea here and there. Tuta have ka quality time get 1 a.m. We can afford it. At the rooftop of some 7-star hotel, being attended on this level. And then we fly back, and in the morning she goes to that business. Daktari, you can operate marriage on any level. Just find an aligned man.
Hey! I like that one. My aligned man coming. Yes. All right. So I'll go to healing and restoration. Marriages, I think I covered that was healthy, right? Maybe the last question for marriage, is how should couples, how do you maintain romance after children and responsibilities?
I like the way the questions are so precise. The Daktari is natoka mahali. She knows her sheep. She's asking for you guys. How do you maintain romance after children, responsibilities, and fatigue, and schedule, and stretch, and the school fees, hospital appointments, endless laundry? You know, children, you cook many meals. Children are funny. They refuse this meal, you cook the other one. They refuse, you cook the other one. They have this mood. You know, Daktari, this is the secret. We just create rhythm. You avoid overwhelm by creating rhythm. Guys, we don't escape life. We balance it. And so Daktari, you measure how many children you can accommodate. Thank you, my brother. You measure how many children you can accommodate. You measure how many businesses you can accommodate. Kuna vitu muta postpone because saa hii hamuna capacity yake. Mko na pesa ya kuanzisha biashara, mko na hiyo nafasi, lakini mmesema we can't handle it now. We shall come back to it 3 years later after children grow. Mko na chance ya kununua, kuchukua hiyo chance, hiyo job, mnasema for where we are, let's pass. You agree, you align, and you create rhythm. The secret to overwhelming busy life is to have regular touch base. You touch base daily, weekly, monthly, annually, where you touch base for an allocated time in between the busy schedule. Daktari, by now I'm sure you have noticed that busy people must schedule rest as seriously as they schedule work. Kuna time ameweka hapo tu na ina kitu kingine ya rest. Atazima kila kitu na zone out. That's okay. That's next, achukua appointment. Next, that's how couples who are busy operate. Love dies, Daktari, not because we are busy, but because of neglect. Tukipatia quality 30 minutes. Sometimes you may find that my wife is very busy with this side. We intersect in between. On our way, literally the cars are facing the opposite direction. She's coming from this way. But we planned we shall touch base there. We touch base for 15 minutes and it's so full of life. I longed to see you. Oh my God, we joke, we tease, and I feel full of life again. 15 minutes. But what if we said, itategemea, nikipata time, saa, nakuita tutajua. That's how you get overwhelmed. Marry a person, munaweza schedule to romantic moment twenu, na munaweza acha watoto hapo, na msaidizi, na mwende mkuje kwa coffee kenu, na mcheke, na mkuwe na free moment. That's why, daktari, at this level, we don't just build one bedroom. We build rest rooms that are not just for sleeping. You can have a movie room. You can have a lounge, a lobby. You can have spaces. As you look for money, you expand your life, isn't it? Yes.
Thank you. Wow. As a high value woman.
Yes, I like that word.
And so to speak, high value man. But let me speak for the ladies. As a high value woman, how do I identify a quality king? How do I get to identify that this man is worth giving them my time?
Thank you for being exact. I will also be exact. I'll give you 3 qualities that only come with princes, royalty, men of honor. If you don't get them, pass. At this level, we are not asking whether he's working, whether he's earning. That's too basic, okay? That man already has an empire going on. So, the rules of dating at midlife, how I teach Daktari, and people are doing midlife, are slightly different from what I teach Florence. Florence, I teach her how to read potential. Daktari cannot operate on potential. By this midlife, people should already have fruit for their labor, for their mentality. On her level, akitafuta fruit, ata miss out on Zulus because hawana fruit when they are young. You get the difference? So, if you are dating for midlife, you identify a king by 1, he is a man of peace. You sense calmness. When you are around him, you become a girl. You can tell a king because he brings out the kid in you. You can tell a boy because he brings out the mother in you. If when you're with that mom, you're just reminding him of hospital appointments, you're just encouraging him to not be discouraged, not to give up, you're just, encouraging him to save up, to really show up for his child, to just do. When you are doing mothering, you're dealing with a boy. When you are with a king, you become playful, giggly. You stop worrying. You find yourself laughing like you used to laugh when you were 16. You find yourself teasing. You find yourself being silly, goofy. That's the king. Hey. A man of peace. He brings out the rest in you. The other type brings out the stress in you. You don't rest around them, you wrestle around them. The second quality, you found a king, is when he is a man of abundance, magnanimity, generosity, liberty, free spirit. The king who would run a party for 180 days, 6 months, a party. We're not so talking about extravagance or wastefulness. He's a man who doesn't mind wine. He's not asking you wine. Don't mind. He's already... My wife has had to stop me from overbuying because when I'm with her, I just want to spoil. Yani, there's nothing to hold back. Haangalii bei ya KCOOKENA's menu. Anatafuta ile hoteli anaweza afford, akikufika hapo yani enjoy. You will know you're with a king when he's so generous and liberal with you. You are the one to stop him from spending. Hawa watu mnakumbusha wakununulie kitu, hivyo ni vinyangarika. Munateta kwa sababu haja spend anything, you are not with a king. The right man, you wanamwambia, actually it's you who will have to tell him there's no need for that one. You kanyangia break wewe mwenyewe. So liberal, so free with you. He doesn't have that holding back. He's just letting you have what you can have to spoil you. He spoils you generously. That's the second quality. The third quality, very big one, is he's highly, conspicuously self-disciplined. He's not flirting with every female. Women find him mysterious and impossible to understand. When you go to his work where he works, women tell you, the king you will marry will not have a string of women who have hopes on him, who he has led on, who visited his house, who have been in his car, in his corner, funny flirting, funny chat. Even if he has been searching, his searching is decent. He is not tricking women to sleep with them, promising marriage. He has self-discipline. Those three qualities are only found with the princes and the kings. I avoided the other qualities because they can be found with a man who is not building anything, just living life. He can communicate, he has a job, he is kind, respectful, he is a father. Those qualities are very important, but they are not for kings. They're for men who are husband material. Those of you are looking for men to build his East Africa company, to build Kenya-wide branches. And he is not insecure because umechelewa kwa seminar. He is holding fort. Anashikilia kikuandalia mambo. Na kusupport. Those men will carry those three qualities. Yes. Thank you for asking for our brothers. So brothers, this is what to check to know you're marrying a queen. Not a queer. Women are queer. They call themselves queen. Wanaandika queen on my own world in hapo kwa WhatsApp. Lakini amedaiwa kwa tala everywhere. The first thing you meet with women who are worthy marrying is that she has financial self-reliance. Kama anakuitisha fare kuje date, block. Kama unatafuta kuolewa, mbona unataka ulipiwe fare uende ukainterview mume? Wewe unataka ndoa? Kwa nini tukubribe ukuje kwa interview? Mtu anaitisha fare kwangi akienda date anakuanga akipeleka mwili wakafanya ile kitu. Dating ya watu wazima, they finance their own movements. Mature women, they maintain no strings attached. Una expect Florence aitishe mtu fare ndio akuje kukutana? Florence mwenyewe anataka kuolewa, anatafuta mume mzuri na hataki kujicommit mapema. So anajilipia fare ndio akitaka kutoka atoke. Simple. So brothers, she's financially self-reliant and contented. She has a taste for fine life, but she's not greedy for a man to give it to her without her contribution. She wants the fine life, but she can help you build it. Okay? Finances. Number two is that she does not have chaos with men in her life. Exes, baby daddies, men who are pursuing. She's not playing victim. Huyu mwanaume anashinda akinipigia, angalia amenitumia pesa, alienda kwetu, hata niachi peke yangu. If she's complaining of how men are bothering her, that's a very chaotic woman. A woman of boundaries who you can build life with. Because brothers, niwaeleze hapa kitu moja. Hamtaki kusema lakini ni ukweli. After you marry a woman, you promote her, you dress her better, you put her up better. She's seen by more people, she meets by more men. Some men who are finer than you, have more money than you. When you promote your woman, utakuwa umejiongezea riski ya kuchitiwa. Mmenielewa? Hey brothers, ambajashika hiyo. If you marry well and you treat her well, she becomes more attractive to other men. Therefore, your pre-qualification is she must have such clear boundaries and standards with men. She can say such a clear no. She can maintain her phone face up with no fear. She blocks who she doesn't want to talk to. She can communicate clearly. I'm not interested, thank you. You need a woman who has a peaceful life around men, meaning her boundaries are very clear. Hawa wengine walichukua pesa wanaume na wakaanza kutoroka. Hawa wengine wali lead a man on ndio wapate the goodies. Hawa wengine wanachitu kuwapewa a good life. Ule akona contentment. She can sit here and say, my name is Florence and I am single. Kama angekuwa amedanganya wanaume 6, akiongea hivyo washaenda kwa TikTok yake. So get a woman who is peaceful around men. And the last quality I want you to get from women, from a woman, is that she has evolved from a girl to a wife. Women don't become wife because we marry them. They become wife before. By wife, I mean capacity for home management. I mean preparedness to nurture and groom a king. If she say, mi sipendi kupika, mi manguo za wanaume sipendi kufua, mimi sasa hii mambo ya kuoshea mwanaume, kutengesia jitanikie kitanda, mbona kuna microwave. If she's fighting wife roles. Brother toroka. Hata kama hapendi kupika, anajua atamanage familia yake, she will feed her family. For your information, I don't know whether Daktari likes cooking, but women who are very gifted in career are not usually gifted in domestic things. Life is balanced. Hata kama ako gifted, hana time. Kama cake inahitaji masaa 3 kubake, na yeye alikuwa na seminar ya masaa 3, atabake saa ngapi? When she's this flourishing in the world, she does not have that time to be home every time. But does she let her family starve? Thank you very much. She will get it done. So she never complains. Cooking is not my thing. You know, Flo, I asked people one practical question. Why are you fighting about kuosha nguo? You don't know a washing machine. Why do people argue about washing clothes? Machines have been invented. My wife is funny. I think she looks like Dr. Jane kwa sababu I bought her all the machines, but she does not use many of them. She says there's no need. Watch our to alarm. The dishwasher, I don't want her to struggle because we have other things we are doing. I want us to collaborate kwa zile vitu hatuwezi automate. What we can automate, we automate. There's nothing to fight over. If you are, as a woman, arguing about basic things, that means ujielewi. Once you know you are a ruler, a queen, you can hire staff, you can afford machines, you can outsource what you need to be outsourced. This is my wife who dresses me. She never said I'm too busy to dress my husband. Actually, she's the one who remembers my schedule more. Nashtukanga nikiona shatu wazile nguo ndavaa kesho. Oh, by the way, kesho niko na appointment. She has my schedule on her mind. She's never overwhelmed. So brother, if you find a woman is already overwhelmed, complaining about being a wife, toroka. And last thing for men, because men, they tend to love too much. When you find a woman don't promise marriage the first few dates, muna promise mapema sana. Na anakuona wewe kuna future na yeye hana. Some of them don't have a plan, eh? Mulan kwanza. When kama amewahi kutrainiwa kukuwa wife. Some of them have a very negative attitude. They're very lazy. They don't work. They don't stretch themselves. But when you hear that you are resonating on preparedness, that's the one you're looking for. Yes.
Sorry, Dr. Jane. Concerning that, thank you for asking that question. That's a very, very good question. And I have a question concerning what you've answered about the what women should look for and what men should look for. And I'd want to ask, for women, if you're older, and those characters, you're seeing them in a younger man than you, is that okay? And if you are a man and you're seeing those the qualities in an older woman than
yes.
you, is that okay, and can that work?
The older is not the problem, it's how older. You should be within the same generation. For men, it should not be more than 5 years younger, because biological differences will begin to show and you will feel insecure, even when he is not insecure. So I encourage, if you're marrying a younger man than you, 2 years is okay, 3 years. Ukianza kwenda beyond 3 years, kutakuwa na shida. Eventually, not now. And I'm not saying it's not possible. You may know a couple that has married that way, but you don't know the inside story. From my experience, I don't encourage it. Also, if he's younger than you, he should still be able to lead you and bring out the girl in you. Some of these men are younger and they still bring out the mother in you. You will get exhausted. When you mother the father and the children, you get tired. Some of you cheat because you've met the first man to make you feel like a girl. The man you married makes you feel like a mother every day. Never spoils you, never leads you, never allows you to rest. You overgive. The other quality about the younger, he should be able to earn more and give you the standard of life you want without you contributing. Hawa wanaume wako nyuma yako mnawachukua kikaria, unapata kwa nyuma yako, kwa hivyo unamuelewa, hana pesa kutosha, unamuelewa, hawezi lipa, unamuelewa, unaenda hapo kulipa, kusaidia, kubeba, you still remain the man. Marry a man who can lift you physically and energetically, anaweza kuinua chini. Haki, mbona mnafanya hivyo? Kama mtu akaezi kuinua, wewe ndio unakainua, sasa mnafanya nini? Si unataka kubebwa. Si ujiachie ubebwe. You remember that song? Jiachie ni kubebe. Marry a guy who can carry you. I mean physically, but mostly financially, mentally, and unaweza relax, afanye, aongoze. What about an older woman? Guys, listen. I want you to go for a mature woman, not an older one. Mature one. You know these women who are 10 years ahead of you, they're very attractive because they're not demanding, they're very understanding. Unaweza jipata umekufia Dr. Jen na uko nyuma yake na miaka 10. Ukimagine tu akineza wa Dr. Jen, akineza vuri, akianani. Umemtumia ma message. Umejaza inbox yake. Go for your age group for these following reasons, brothers. You need a woman who is mature and stable. They are very rare. Usually, I recommend ukikutana na wasichana ma firstborns ama wako close to a mother figure, wamekuwa mentored, they tend to be very mature. Not just firstborn, just mean well mentored, teachable. They are very grounded and within the right age. The reason being, huyu ambaye ako mbele yako sana, ako mature ni kwa sababu ako kwa generation ingine. You will not have generational language. You will not share generational reference point, cultural nuances, the music you enjoy, the tonnage you enjoy, the cultural language and the enjoyable memories and milestones. Ati Kibaki akiwa, ulikuwa hiyo chakula maziwa ya Nyayo. Those small things people reference to on a personal level, they should be able to share. Nimeona mkisema hapa, the man is 28 years older than me. Munaongea nini? You are childish to him. He is too old to you. Mko na chemistry, lakini hamuna cultural connection. So brothers, go for a woman who you can talk about literature books. Zile mulifanya. Matiangi, yani the things, they look small when you are here. But mkiwa wawili stories zitaisha. Munabakianga na stories maandamano. Ile siku ya Raila. Kulienda aje? Sasa kama aje na maandamano. That's the same reason, brother, I don't want you to go and marry that Filipino girl. Mutaongea nini na Filipino? You can't even understand cultural nuance ya kwao. Stories zitaisha, kutakauka. Unakuja napata Linet muna flow, juu mnaongea stories za Kenya, stories za politics, mnaongea hata una fall in love. Do you know when people make you laugh, you end up falling in love as you laugh? Ebu enda udate watu mko na vitu nyingi za kucheka. Maneno, unaona akaona huyu, alifanya ile kitu. That's the Kenyan way. Nigerians don't know that. Ukisema alifanya ile kitu, excuse me, what are you saying? Also, daktari, I allow you to be petty with your choice of partner. Kama unataka mtu mnashare vernacular, mnaongea Kiluya, ni sawa. You're not being petty. Ukitaka mtu mnaongea Kikwenu ni sawa. I'm just saying, marry somebody you have a cultural connection in terms of age. Miaka ikipita 10, for men, don't go beyond 10 years difference. So that kama anataja literature books, ukai muzee. Akitaja mitihani alifanya, ukai na wewe, kwani uliishi wapi? Mutakosania hapo. Ama ukimwona na vijana wadogo, kwa sababu you start feeling insecure because kuna generation ya kwake. No, find somebody who you mentally resonate. Yes.
Thank you so much. So on healing and restoration, Benjamin, how can someone heal from past heartbreak before entering a new relationship? And how important is it? And how do unresolved trauma and healed wounds sabotage marriages?
Healing is intentional recovery and getting over things that are painful and happened to you. Intentional recovery, rising above whatever happened to you and they put you down. How important is it? If you don't heal, you start protecting the wound instead of investing in the connection. Instead of trying to understand me, you just warn me not to trigger you. When a player is wounded, akienda kwa uwanja, huwa hajaribu kuscore, huwa anajaribu kuprotect your kidonda. Sindio? When you're wounded, you don't try to build a connection, you try to protect the wound. So daktari, anybody who's still ailing from their mother, what they told, from their ex, what they did, they won't connect with you, they'll be trying to protect themselves. The third element is the importance of healing. This is a sweet part, daktari. When people have overcome the heartbreak and the first mistake they made in the first relationships, or the baby daddy or baby mama, how they blundered, how they misread character, they trusted the wrong people, they overstayed in the red flags, they overlooked, they explained, they leaned backwards, they overstayed, they kept going back. If they can see how they were unconscious, that person is usually the best to build relationships with, because now they are intentional, they are present, and they know what can go wrong when they don't learn. Mtu amepona anakuanga amekuwa transformed into an awakening. That person you can chill with, that's the person you can laugh with. They appreciate your kindness because they have seen cruelty. They appreciate your communication because they've been a person who does not communicate. They appreciate honesty because they've been lied to. They appreciate when you're present because they've seen somebody who's absent. Brothers, I encourage you this. This is the time I did a whole show telling people the advantage of marrying a woman who has a child. I don't want you to go looking particularly for somebody with a child. But I'm just saying, don't miss out a destiny person because they got a child with the wrong person and they have healed. That person will be more, if you love their child, you win their heart twice. That person will be more noticing. If they have healed, I must emphasize that because those who have not healed, they will punish you for what the other person did. But those who have healed and taken the time and overcome, they appreciate you more because they know this is not obvious. Yes. Yes. Okay.
And being a pastor, there's one challenge I've seen with believers. We overburden pastors.
That's true.
Yes. And that leads to my next question. When is professional counseling necessary versus prayer alone?
That is so accurate. So this is what happens to rebuild trust when you have been betrayed. Daktari, you first of all, you process it by forgiving, by understanding what was happening, by approaching it with empathy, by admitting the disappointment, the betrayal. You work on yourself to rise above it. Because when you are betrayed, it destroys how important you are to that person, how you viewed yourself, whether you are still special. You work on yourself to recollect yourself. Number two, you let the person prove themselves whether you should trust them again. Don't give trust for free. Kama mtu alikubetray, usiseme, ni sawa, nimekutrust. Reconciliation is not a must. Forgiveness is a must. Reconciliation is not. Wale watu wajabadilika, usiwarudishe kwa ndani wa maisha yako, watakuhurt tena. Ukishamsamehe, mweke pale ajionyeshe kama amebadilika. Watu wengine hawasemi sorry juu wamekukosea, wanasema sorry ndio wasikupoteze. They are not moved by love, they are moved by loss. They are not saying sorry because they care, they are saying sorry because they want control. Are you following me? So after umesema ni sawa nimesamehe, mutazame. Unaweza samehe in January na uondoke August. Nilikuwa nimesamehe lakini reconciliation imeshindikana juu hajaji correct. You understand that? So after you forgive, let the person prove themselves differently. Now, about counseling and spiritual guidance. Daktari, people come to pastors because it's free. They don't want to pay. And they also don't realize how severe the issue is. So my recommendation, Daktari, has always been, you as the pastor, you can recommend them. When you see this is a multi-layered problem, self-esteem problem, rejection by parent, I love they're framing childhood traumas, lack of skills. Some of them are just not skills. Some of them are very negative and fearful about life. They just can't dare life, And when you notice it's a multi-layered problem, you can recommend psychological care. Another thing I've seen is, I know that must be somewhere in your plans, churches can also avail counselors on weekdays, or they partner with a certain counseling firm where they can negotiate a certain kind of a rate. So people know they can go to this firm or this counselor, they can get cared for confidentially for this kind of fee. I encourage people to invest in their healing so that they can take it seriously. When they just come and trauma dump on you, they sit you there, they trauma dump on you for hours, but they don't have, you can't challenge them to do any homework. They don't want to change their attitude. They don't want to take responsibility for their own growth. They don't want to study to do what they can do because there's no cost. anaenda akitafuta painkiller, akiongelesha huyu mtu ana feel better today, kesho anaongelesha ana feel better today, kesho. No, sometimes encourage them to invest in the healing. When people pay, they also pay attention. When they pay money, they pay attention. So yes, listen, but also recommend where you can for them to go to psychological care. Yes.
Thank you. I'll ask my last two questions and give Jerry 2 questions to ask. So my last 2 questions, because of time. Is love enough to sustain marriage? And how do you know when to walk away versus when to fight for the relationship?
Is love enough to sustain a marriage? No. We need love, and we also need alignment. We need maturity. We need preparedness. We need responsibility, leadership, management. Kuna watu unawapenda na roho yako yote, lakini hawana maturity ya kubuild a home, maturity ya kuhandle familia kwao, maturity ya kuhandle pesa, maturity ya kucommunicate wakati kuna shida, maturity ya kusamehe na kusahau, maturity ya kwenda counseling na kuachilia machungu za kitambo. Unaweza penda, lakini mtu ana maturity ya kujenga a lasting marriage. Umeelewa? Love is not enough. What was the second part?
How do you know when to walk away?
How do you know when to walk away?
And when to fight? Because
yes,
being a woman, women can die fighting for what is not worth the fight.
True.
Having gone through, I mentioned to you when we were in the office that what has wounded me most in life is love.
True.
Overgiving. You know, when you've gone through trauma and you have had emotional wounds, one of the things that you realize that you have as a coping mechanism is overgiving yourself. So I've realized that over time that I got to overgive, and I keep hope alive. And hope alive is, but you must have a place where you say, no, I have a boundary here. If this, I have to take care of myself. Even God himself doesn't want me to love my neighbor more than I love myself. Yes. So when do you say no, and when should you fight for a relationship?
Yeah, you fight when the other person is fighting as equally to make it work. You walk away when you are the only one fighting. It is time to stop trying when you are the only one trying. If you keep forgiving, overlooking, accommodating, understanding, extending, giving second chances, 10th chances, it's time to leave. Whoever wants friends must himself be friendly, and 2 can't work together save they agree. The second element of, you know it is worth it trying again when there's no intentional violation, manipulation, psychological abuse, lying, pretense, manipulation. When a person is intentionally destroying you, your peace, your reputation, your psychological peace is not worth fighting for, even if they are pretending to the world that they want it to work. But behind the closed doors, they talk down at you, they despise you, they don't include you, and they don't respect you. Yes.
It's time to say goodbye.
Yes.
Thank you so much. We have so many questions that we will look at. The conference is 3 days. Kuna leo, kuna kesho, na kuna Sunday. But there are questions that someone has sent to me, and I'll just ask that question. There are several questions. I like 3. I'm Tabitha, a mother of 6 children. I'm a single mother. I went through depression because of marriage. I hate men. I hate men because they cannot stand with their children. It's me alone going through basic needs. What can I do so that I can love them? Another question is, if your lover is no longer talking to you because you did something wrong to them, what should you do? The next question.
Let me just pick the first one. That language of I hate men, I'm a single mother of 6, I've been depressed because of love, the man abandoned me. That's not hate speaking, that's pain. I encourage Tabitha, whoever she is, the first lady, to seek counseling. Please go through healing so that you can release. You know, she has not taken any accountability. She's just blaming men. 6 children are very many. How many red flags did you overlook? You should say, I was also not self-loving enough to stop the damage on time. People don't change overnight. It is us who keep giving them chances. We are not blaming the mother. we are saying, once she heals, you see how she contributed to the mess and become more aware, and she'll teach the children to be more self-loving. She was taken that far because of lack of boundaries, lack of decisiveness, and lack of self-love. If she loves herself today, atajipata kuna vile anaweza achukua hiyo jukumu akitumia sheria kama inawezekana to get the person to play their role, or she will adapt and find peace and balance in the situation. The second one is, the second question was?
The man doesn't want to talk to her.
The man, who is the man to her? When people don't talk to you, you mind your own business, isn't it? Hello, people. Why are you sending us questions about a person who does not want to talk to you? Why are you so desperate? Where is your self-respect? Unataka tumshike tumfunue mdomo akuongeleshe? Hebu shake your head. Hiyo swali umetuma tukufanyie nini? Self-love will teach you how common sense saves you from nonsense. This is a common sense thing. Kama mtu hataki kuongea, you mind your life. You can't force grown-ups to like you, to pay you attention, to cooperate, or to build anything. Kama mnasumbuana na normal dialogue, mutajenga boma lini? Mutajenga finances lini? Ebu jiheshimu kidogo na nini? Ukinyamaziwa na wewe nyamaza. Kwani unjui kunyamaza? Learn to meet people on the level of energy, okay?
Yes.
Ile level anakupea mpe hiyo. Stop overgiving, extending, waiting. And Florence, remind sisters to stop falling in love with their own hope. I see the man's potential. We can be such a wonderful couple. We have so much in common. We come from the same church. I think we can make it work. Huh? Does he think the same? Kama mtu akuoni hivyo, wachana tu naye. Sawa? Asante.
Thank you. You serve the same aura. Mtu akikupea one aura unampatia the same aura. Are we together, ladies? Somebody else asked, there's something you said, and then they asked, so we shouldn't dress our women well because we are increasing the risk of being cheated on.
Is confessing insecurity. Ooh. That's not what I said, but he had it from his own intimidation. He has inferiority complex. And thank you for confessing so that we can help you. Ukienda kwa daktari, lazima uonyeshe kidonda ndio upone. Sio? Huyu mgonjwa ameonyesha kidonda. So this was the message I said. I said you should choose a woman who is principled enough to remain faithful, even after you give her more opportunities for cheating. By definition, a good marriage increases temptations. When my wife dresses me up, she makes me more likable to other women. So she must make sure the man she's dressing up has enough discipline to be faithful in the midst of those more temptations. Tumeelewana? Usikate mwanamke wako ama mwanaume wako the wings. Don't clip the wings. Help them fly, but make sure you select one who is worthy promoting. Okay? Kama ana flat na watu wengine tayari, alafu unaenda kumpromote. Siwe ndio mjinga. You know, he said it is his weakness. You know, women are the one who throw themselves at him. He cannot help it. The one you anampigia sasa atafanya nini? Huh? Brothers, don't pick a person who does not have enough boundaries. But after you pick the right woman, please make her fly. Make other men jealous. Daktari, I plan on making men feel it that I have a pretty girl. I plan on it. Women brag to their fellow women how their men treat them well.
Yes.
And the Bible says in Proverbs that one, when she's so virtuous and flourishing, the man is honored when he sits before the elders of the land.
Yes.
When my woman is flourishing, naheshimika huku tu nikipita. So that's my advice for you guys. Make sure you make your partner a reflection of you. A prince, a king, and you want your woman to flourish. I've always told men, your woman should drive the better car because men, she carries the children more than you. Make sure your family is more secure and comfortable than you. Make sure she dresses because she's a flower. You are more like a hammer. Sometimes you need to go to work and hammer things. Hammers are not always beautiful, but a flower should always be beautiful. So uplift her, and when she knows you trust her and you chose the right woman, she will carry your name with her up there. So that was my message. Pick the right woman. Stop picking girlfriends. Girlfriends are not secure. They are just girls. Boys are just boys. Can you leave girls and boys alone? Marriage is not for children, for mature people. Yes.
Thank you so much. The last question is, nowadays we have a lot of ladies who are single and a lot of also single mothers. And at this time and age, you find that it's very, for example, somebody like me, you've told us to date men who are a bit older than us, maybe 2 or 3 years. But sometimes when I have a conversation with a 33-year-old man, a 33-year-old man is reasoning like a 26-year-old man. Most of the time I find myself having actually a very good conversation and actually being compatible with men who are way older because maybe of how, of things I've gone through in life. And most women nowadays have gone through things in life. They've met men who've character developed them and all that. And nowadays, men don't actually want to accept that they have a problem and actually work on it. I don't know if they don't know they have a problem, or I don't know what is the problem, because nowadays there's just a different breed of men. And we've seen it all over social media. We've seen it even with men we meet with. So I don't know, what can we tell our men? What can we tell our ladies?
Yes, together. The most important thing about healing, Jerry, is when you've grown up with an absent father, there's what we call trauma bonds.
Yes.
So by default setting, you realize that you get attracted to what was not present.
Correct.
And that's how we make mistakes on dating continuously. I think if I listened to Benjamin very well, he did actually have a problem with marrying somebody younger.
Yeah.
He spoke about capacity.
Correct.
I mean, can you relate? Do they have capacity? Because you can even have a 10-year-old man that is has nothing to offer.
Correct.
And is looking for somebody to take care of their retirement.
Correct.
They're just looking for somebody to take care of their old age. I mean, they want to retire, so they're looking for somebody young to just be there, I mean, and a trophy around them. But when you have the energy, spoke about the energy and capacity of this man, the gap he spoke about was, should it be more than 10 years? Because you'll have a lot of differences. But culture differences, that's what he spoke about. But he said, when you look at capacity, compatibility, I mean reasoning, this person is 5 years younger, 7 years younger, 8 years younger, 3 years younger, 1 year younger. You can still get 16 years older. Ule amesha retire. Ana hata ako tu hapo. Alisha choka kigiani. Yeah. So we must also make sure that we have healed so that we are not attracting what we missed.
Exactly.
Yeah. What we grew up without. A father, you know? Yeah.
I think, thank you for putting that in, Dr. Jane. Sometimes what we are calling compatibility with older people is really complication of unfinished business in you. I encourage you to get men who are not more than 10 years older than you. 10 years is overall the generational difference. That's when it begins to show. When somebody is 30 and you are 40, their reference point for what marked their childhood begins to be different. The reference point for how they went to school, the books they studied, what was common, the presidents they were under, the music, the cultural high points, they begin to change. Once they change, mukikaa kwa sitting room nyumbani, tule tuadithi, tunalete kachumbari ya mapenzi, tutapungua. Kwa sababu muna overlap opinions what is normal, dressing ile nzuri, language nzuri, respect kwa wazazi, zitaanza kuvari. Na mutakosa, anakukalia mzee, na wewe unamkalia mtoto. Beyond 10 years, it begins to be that technical. Na mutanyamaziana, because everything is sensitive. Mutakuwa na compatible ya bed, na mwili, na mutakuwa na compatible ya culture, na reference point. I must emphasize that. Wakati mko na between 1 to 9 years difference, many times you are referencing the same things. Do you understand what I mean? Mulifanya mitihani nearly the same. Mulifanya music, wale wanamuziki walikuwa popular. Ile kanisa ilikuwa hizo siku. Ukiwa mtu ajui Dr. Jane, hata unasema ati huyu pisi alikuwa mtoto nikiwa huko. Akishakuwa mtu mkubwa, hata sasa ni bwanako. Anajua baba ya Dr. Jane, huyu sasa kutakuwa na shida. Do you get it? So chemistry is not always compatibility. So my encouragement for you is this. Don't look for older men and complain why they are not mature. Because that's one problem I get. When I try to teach people about age, they say, but I can meet a 40-year who is behaving like a 25. At a 25, who is behaving like 40. Don't confuse maturity with age. We are saying, find a man within the right age bracket of your generation who is also mature to lead and connect with. Find that. That's your filter. Okay? Yes.
I'll give 2 questions to the audience. Two people. If you have a question that we did not cover here and you feel it's important, please raise your hand. Benjamin, what is one principle that guarantees longevity in marriage?
Longevity in marriage to last 20, 30, 40 years, depending on several things. But the key one, if you ask me, is this, is continue. When I honor and adore my partner, I never get familiar with them. I never get complacent around them. I never get bored with them. When I appreciate the difference they bring in my life, they are a miracle to me. I think they were sent by God to make me better. They hold me in place. They keep me accountable. Appreciation of your partner keeps the marriage lifelong. And there's no boredom. There's no chance for contempt. There's no chance for getting familiar. I try to do better to them. I appreciate what they do to me. I try to pour back to them. Find a person who appreciates you. Some of the questions you guys ask are very disturbing. This person does not appreciate anything I do. What are you doing with them? Appreciation is the first quality that will last long in marriage. Yes.
Anybody with a question? Okay, there's somebody here with a question.
Okay, Pierre Moniki.
Yes,
thank
Pierre.
you, sir.
Most welcome.
Okay, imagine a single mom
Yes.
who is used to being a father and a mother at the same time.
Yes.
So how can I be more feminine? Because I'm used to more masculine. How can I be more feminine?
Thank you for that, Pierre. The answer is to don't confuse roles with identity. When you are with your children, you are the authority at home. Okay? You can't be soft when you are the one to enforce order, mealtime, bedtime, discipline, conduct, and all that, how you talk to each other. Ukiwa, you can't be the leader you have to be. But when you go with that to on a date, or when you are around men, go now to the feminine identity. Switch to femininity. When you are around your children, remain a mother, the authority figure, the one who shows the way. You are warm, but you're firm. They know you don't joke, but you're loving. And there are consequences when they misbehave. You are the leader, the overseer. But when you are in this climate where you're not a mother here, you're a lady, be a lady. Soften. Let men lead the way. Let them be accepting and be restful. So that stiffness of worrying about things, don't bring it everywhere in the world. Social media, put a glowing lady image. Not mother, not mama twins. Just Pierre.
Thank you so much.
Anybody else with a question?
There's somebody who's very eager there.
Good evening.
Good evening.
I'm not going to take too much time. It's always a pleasure to interact with you, Dr. Zulu.
Thank
now,
you.
I feel like you didn't answer our question in part.
Okay, repeat it.
There's a conversational depth that is completely lacking in our generation.
What's your name, please?
Nicole.
Nicole, all right. Go ahead.
There's a conversational depth that we are lacking,
Yes.
whereby when we're talking to the gentlemen in our generation, in as much as we want to keep it there, everything is about the fact that you have beautiful eyes. I'm aware. I look at them every day. You know, oh, your body, I've had it my whole life, you know. So just to maintain a conversation is becoming particularly difficult.
Yes.
That we are having an easier time. That's why you're seeing there are more meetups about girlfriends. So you are going out and it's a girlfriend's dinner. It's a Galentine's. Because here we have some sort of alignment when it comes to conversation. But when it comes to dealing with the people of your gender, there is a problem.
Nicole, yeah. Na wanaume muulize kamoja mujibu hii mambo. Mbona mnanyamazia hapo tunakuwa cornered? So Nicole, simama nikuulize kitu Nicole. You're not a Gen Z, are you?
She is.
Guys, Gen Z wamefika hapo Wanadunga mishale. Could you be a firstborn or a first daughter from home?
No, I'm not.
That's very good. I wanted to debunk that because many times whenever women look straightforward, they know what they're talking about. Amelelewa na mamake na babake ndio maana anaongea kama watu wazima. Unajua ya kucheza na watoto na. She's talking like that and I can tell you and she can confirm. She has not told me, I don't know her. But she's talking like that because she is always learning. She loves reading. She listens to teachers. She follows serious figures online. Hafuati nyash, anafuata akili. Anaingia kwa dialogue za online zile zinamchallenge. Nicole akiwa free, part of our algorithms zimemlearn, analetewa quote na debate za maisha, vitu deep. So Nicole, to answer you, your type exists, but it is as rare as you. Nicole, you have just complained to me that people who are serious with life are not abundant. Are you abundant yourself? There's something you said that I want to refuse and reject it. Not all women are mature. Even mature women are few. Serious women who want content. Wanawake wameendea BBL, Nicole. They're just building behind, not upstairs. Hata kamera wanapigwa akiwa wameangalia huko. The reason men are bringing you that nonsense because you are friends. That's the nonsense they want to hear. They have trained men that if you don't address the dashboard, they are not interested. I want to encourage you to not get discouraged. That when I was searching myself, I was searching for women who think like you. That mature group that is young but deep. They are few but they exist. I just want to encourage you this. Don't give in to hopelessness. Just know that your energy will attract your type. Don't marry wazee because muta connect mentally lakini mu disagree generationally. Na hata kuwa na energy yako. Generation yake unapigangwa mara 4 inashika ya 5. Yako ni ile ya kuguswa motorbike za siku hizi. You don't need to keep press. Just to tell you. You will meet your type. And my last advice for Nicole and everybody who thinks like her, use social media to attract your type. Talk that on your spaces. People like you will notice you. They will comment under your content. They will resonate with you. Utajipata over 5 years ushakuwa na watu 10K, 5K wanapendanga tu reasoning yako. Alafu apia kwa talk show kama hizi. Tokezea, si lazima kuwa expert. Tokezea tu challenge wase. Tukue deep kidogo. Mambo tu si just fun. That message uko nayo. You are a leader somewhere in the influencing people towards common sense. Please continue. I like your free spirit and the way you are expressive. I hope part of your careers, I don't know your profession, but I hope part of your career is to make sure you tap into spaces where you have to give a dialogue, show direction, express your ideas, show innovativeness, say what you think. Usiende tu kwa technological career unakaa kwa computer the whole day, uko na energy ya kuongelesha wase. Chukua career ziko na kuongea, na kujiasert, na kuexpress ideas, na kuwa innovative, okay? Usiniambie wewe tu eti ni DJ unarudisha DJ. I want you also to be talk. What you've done today is part of your career, so your type exists, but it is as rare as you. Don't give up, they exist. Yes.
Very good answer. Thank you very much.
Most welcome. Can I give a guy? I'll have to funge. Oh, Ui, is this a lady? No, now, okay, kuna moja ametia bidii, mpatie 30 seconds, and we go to the guy. Most welcome.
Mine might not be a question, but an observation and something I've experienced. My name is Emily Wema. Pastor,
Emily, all right.
Pastor Emily Wema.
Okay.
And as women, I'm a mother of a son. I'm a single mother of one young man. And what I've noticed is that we need things that we don't plant in our children, especially in the male gender. When my son was around 5 years, I taught him one thing. From work, sometimes we come with him to work. And when we order Uber, I told him one day, sir, you know, good men open doors for their women. It could be me, your mother, or your sister, or your girl when you mature. And that young man took that thing seriously. Anytime I am with him, I don't open door for myself. So we need, or we request things from people that we've not invested in other people. Tomorrow my son will be in a relationship or will marry a lady. This lady expects my son to open door for her, yet nobody has taught him. So life is a seed. Whatever we sow, we reap, praise the Lord. So as we raise our young men, whether you are both of you or you are a single mother, there is no excuse for that. Raise them the way you want them to be tomorrow. Yeah.
That's true. Thank you so much, please. Thank you so much. That's very true. Single mothers, stop saying, I'm not a man. You can teach how to open doors, isn't it? You can teach how to say sorry, please. You can say, excuse me. You can teach how to listen with eye contact. You can teach how to drop things, and when mom is talking, when you greet, you never greet elders while seated. Teach them that. You always stand. Lakini wengine wenu hamwezi funza heshima juu mwenyewe hauna heshima. Unatusi wanaume. Unapigana na wao. Make peace with your life that you can teach men peace. Let's speak that guy. Yes, good evening to you, my brother.
I have a question.
Yes.
We are living in a time where there is. My name is Johanna Kariuki Njoroge. We are living in a time frame where there has been a massive wealth transfer with the young generation.
Yes.
You find that we have millionaires at 21, at 22, at 23, at 24. And we have people who are at 27, 28, 29, and they are still pursuing their careers. Like they have not yet gotten the job market, they are pursuing their PhD or their master's. So what is the thin line between in marriage for the gents and for the ladies? The time that, because psychology has records and facts that attest by this age, majority of the men, they have matured into marriage. And by this age, majority of the women. The reason why I'm asking this, you said that campus girls should not enter into relationship. That is what you said.
Yes.
So definitely you have an age bracket in your mind.
Yes.
That dictates this is the age for marriage for men, and this is the age for marriage for women.
Yeah.
With the current wave that is making young men
To get money. Yeah.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, Johanna. What you are hinting at is very accurate, and I knew when our brother talks, he will talk a very important question. We all mature psychologically at 25. That's when the prefrontal cortex, the rational brain matures. That's when our personalities begin to solidify. Before 25, the brains are still developing. The person has not yet become themselves. You are taking a huge risk when you date a girl 24, 23, all the way below, even a guy. But men have another cycle. At 25, a woman can now date for marriage. Not all women will be wise at 25. That's not what we are saying. We are saying the brain is an organ, a biological organ. It finishes maturing at 25. You still need to use it, to apply, to be hungry for learning, to be responsible for your life. If you are not, the biological organ is like an eye. It can see, but you must still apply the seeing. to operate your life. 25 is a minimum for dating anybody. Secondly, men have another cycle. Self-raising men, the men who raise themselves without a father mentor, they need to reach 30 to have understood life, themselves, and the women and marriage. When you don't have a present father figure, wait until you're 30. When you have a present father figure for 10 years, prior, like from 15, he has been journeying with you 17. If you journey with a father figure for 10 years, you'll be mature for marriage. Many of those people reach the 10 years anywhere from kulingana na mahali walianza. If I journeyed with my son intentionally kutoka kakiwa 15, naenda naye job, namuonyesha decisions, tunaulizana ma questions za life, namu-expose kwa situations, ananiuliza kile ana feel. If we have a dialogue of maturity with my son for 10 years, hata kama hizo 10 years meishia 25, is mature. Many times inaishianga 27. So this has been my general guidance. A boy who was a present father mentor should look for wife from 27 and above. But if the father was so intentional, alikushika mkono earlier, anywhere from 25, the same man can marry. Menielewa? Kama unakujia wisdom huku Joanna kwa conferences, unanjilea, unasoma vitabu, follow online, bro, goja hadi 30. Otherwise, utadivorce. Utaoa kama hujaelewa dunia, utachoose vibaya na itafail na utaumia. It is better to wait, better to be late and right than to rush and be wrong. Sawa? Thank you.
Thank you. Amen.